by the way, we all usually do openings, so by any signal or any time, your podcast will suck.
So you know how like I always say like I need to take off my pants before we start the podcast. It's too fucking cold to do that right now. Now we put on second pants and start the podcast.
Right now, welcome ladies and gentlemen to dia.log, the Game Matters podcast.
Boy, howdy.
Now with pants,
Extra, double layer.
extra pants. I have like 2 pairs of sweatpants that I wear at home, and like when I moved to the UK, I had to leave one behind because I was just like, these pants are too thin. They will not survive the winter.
Oh yeah, winter will eventually come.
Before we actually get on to shit, I just need to point out that I have hit a new low today where I had to go to Tesco in my sweatpants to go buy lunch.
Introducing the pedal. That was one Amirul, one say hello.
Hello, I'm still wearing said sweatpants.
I'm not sure about the pants side. Okay. Next we the salt shaker. Alright. there's a
That
lot.
wasn't me, but
Alright. Next we have Daniel, say hello.
Hello.
And next we have Anan over there, say hello.
what up?
And making his dia.log debut, we have Burhan from Kakuchopurei.com. Say hello to Burhan. Burhan, say hello, sorry.
Hey everyone, Burhan here.
How does it feel to be the guy who drew the short straw and got sent on this podcast?
It's not as bad as being the guy who drew the short straw and had to review Death Stranding.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I guess we've teased the main event for this podcast.
And in case you haven't known, I am Amirul Mekronos Ashraf and this is episode 44. And yes, talks about Death Stranding will happen. But first, how you guys are doing right now? Outside of work, you know what situation right now.
Yeah, my sweatpants situation. No one else.
Yeah, it's just a normal. Well, besides my house being flooded this Monday, nothing happens.
How is that normal?
Yeah, it's normal.
It's like yeah, my house is flooded, but whatever.
Wow,
Like
dude.
how bad flooding are we talking?
Mhm.
Like how bad is the flooding then? Are we
Nah,
talking
it was like it doesn't enter my house. P. The road was tetarik for 2 hours.
Yep, typical
yeah,
flooding
man,
then.
you could be worse. You could have moved to Kelantan and just be like underwater now.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, it's that bad in Kelantan right now?
Not right now, but it will be
Later lah.
eventually.
Oh,
It
damn.
always happens.
Every time. Kesian dia orang.
Ooh, munch
Wait.
time.
Listen, I bought a bag of tortilla chips from Tesco earlier, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I can eat this on the podcast." Then I remember how fucking loud it is, so it remains unopened.
Even last episode, like you were.
Hold your tortilla chips. Hold up until we have a finished podcast. Because I think
Exactly.
I think this. Oh my god, the sound. Because
That
I
wasn't
think,
me.
Sorry, it's
Yeah,
on record. We know who it is. We just do not want to mention for the audio listeners. Because we do have an episode where we talk about video games. At least two video games. So
For once.
Once.
And as always, I'm gonna open the bet to whoever wants to go first.
So let's just get a stupid fluff story out of the way.
Alright.
I went to the Pokemon Center in London.
Ooh.
And
Okay, so what is exactly the Pokemon Center? I have no idea, honestly.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Japan has this store called the Pokemon Center. It is a giant Pokemon store. It's like that's where you get all the Pokemon merch. It has like exclusive merch that you can only get there usually. We have events and stuff. They even have a mini Pokemon arcade, which is where I first played Pocket, which would later like start me down the horrible hole of fighting games.
ooh, interesting.
So the UK has been specifically screwed over by the Pokemon centers in the past because you can't ship to the UK from their online store. And unlike Japan, there are no Pokemon centers there's no Pokemon centers in Europe, basically. So for Sword and Shield, since Sword and Shield is Europe based, they were like, we're opening a pop-up Pokemon center in London. So I fucking took a bus, like on my day off, I took a bus to London to go check it out. And I Googled it, and the first thing that comes up is, holy shit, the lines are long at the Pokemon Center.
Well,
And then I was like, if I get there in the morning, it shouldn't be too bad. And I see the queue, it wraps around one corner, and I was like, oh, that's not too bad. That wasn't the end of the queue. They had moved the rest of the queue to another corner to wrap around. There were 5
Really?
queues like this.
oh my god.
Is it
Oh.
is it always like that, or is it just because it's a new Pokemon Center?
It's
Like,
just
are all Pokemon
because
centers around the world like that?
no, the one that I went to in Tokyo was not like that. It's
Okay.
just because London does not have access to Pokemon shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and then apparently they've been closing early when they run out of stock.
Oh, they run out of stock. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
have to like
merch.
restock. They have to restock every day. So I was just like, I told my friend like, yo, like we're only here like for a day, so I'm like, I don't want to waste your time by making us all wait in line for like what I overheard. Like I overheard the staff saying 5 to 6 hours. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go do other shit.
As in 5 to 6 hours for you to reach the store from where you are in the line.
I just overheard a staff member say the phrase 5 to 6 hours, and that's what I assume is what she said. Be-
It's like, it
because
doesn't
there's
matter
no,
what the 5 or 6 hours mean. It's still a long ass time, so I'm not gonna wait.
there are not many great things she could have been referring to that lasted 5 to 6 hours.
That is true. That is true.
It's like, were you there 5 to 6 hours before the store opened? That's not good either.
Even worse, 5 to 6 hours to finish one layer of the line. One out
Yeah,
of
then
5.
it
Jeez.
was oof. So yeah, I sent a video in the GM group chat of like 2 of the queues. It was a wild experience, man. It's okay. After I graduate, I'll just go on another holiday to Japan or something and stop by the Pokemon Center. But yeah, man, that's Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out soon. I am excited for that.
Alright, good to
Ooh.
hear that. And
So
yeah,
yeah, well,
yeah. I lost any sort of segue techniques that I would have implemented after that.
that's
Nah.
okay because I'm just gonna hard Roman cancel this podcast into Death Stranding talk. Let's go. Let's do baby talk.
Baby talk is a go. Oh boy. So Death Stranding is not yet out. But the reviews are pouring in. We
Oh yeah,
at
embargo is up.
uh-huh. But apparently, as I have been noted that you guys who did the review early are still under another layer of embargo. You are still in another layer of bondage, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Mhm.
you can't talk about like past a certain point, is it?
Yeah, yeah. So there are like 2 embargoes. One is the review one, which is today, 1st November, and there's gonna be another one on 11th, which is when you can start revealing things that would be spoilery and like publishing guides that would have in-depth mechanics and all that.
Okay.
So yeah,
In-depth
so only after
mechanics.
the release, like I think it's 3 days after the release, then only like you can start publishing stuff related to the game that would be considered somewhat spoilery. So
That's
before that,
interesting
yep,
because the launch trailer seemed pretty spoilery in and of itself.
it
Yeah.
as someone who's played the game, I'd say that it actually is, but if you've never played it, I mean, there's no context. So I think it's safe to watch, but like most movie trailers, I would recommend not to watch it because I don't know. I mean, like it's common in movie trailers where they spill everything into the trailer. Like you know what the build up, you know the climax, and you know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
and, and that and that launch trailer was basically that. And so like if you're planning to get the game, I wouldn't recommend watching it. You can watch it, but I wouldn't recommend. Yeah.
I still remember like fucking Iron Man 3 did that, where like the climax of the movie was the whole army of Iron Man suits attacking. And it
Oh
was all
yeah.
in the trailer, and I'm just like, God damn, like, are you gonna save anything for the movie?
Nah.
Apparently, it's a thing where like if a studio feels like the movie's not going to sell, then they cut that trailer. Like they do the spoiler trailer to help it sell better.
Wow, it's such a roundabout way of doing things. Like you know your movie's not gonna get much attention, so like just put the movie out like in 2 minutes, shorten it to 2 minutes, and put it out.
It's
Yeah,
an
they're
Oh,
like,
bridge,
oh, it's
and
because
no film bridge.
yeah,
isn't that
exactly. It's like
why
we don't
why
know.
do that then for a game that everybody's waiting for? What is his
Uh,
gift?
I
I
think I
don't
think
fucking.
the thing is with the launch trailer, when you consider that it has no context, there's this bombardment of information suddenly for the viewers. Like, oh my god, suddenly he's mentioning this name, he's revealing this thing, and we have no idea what it's about. I have to get the game and find out. It's that sense of urgency, like last minute marketing, where we got to get people on board. We got to get people on board.
God,
I
so
think it's that.
that fucking launch trailer was just like it's the most Kojima thing ever. Like it has zero subtlety. And
Yeah,
Del
it is.
Toro is just like, I understand. You named the baby Lou because your baby died, and his name was Lou.
But
And
that's I was like I actually like paused the video at that moment and I like replayed it. I was like, did he do that? Did he just reveal that? Because that's is such an important plot point in the game. Like like you spend, I think I spent at least 30 hours not understanding the weird attachment Sam had to the baby. And like this trailer just like boop, like just tell them, he has like a dead baby and he's like pretending this is the dead baby. So what? That's supposed to be the emotional payoff.
to be fair though, like that's such a common trope. Like, oh, gruff dude is attached to kid. That's literally like the plot of Fate Apocrypha. That's
You are putting a new strand from Death Stranding to Fate.
So it's
you
like, so
you guys will
technically
be
this is
away
the
from
surprised.
Fate.
secret fate
You
then.
guys will be
Can't
surprised.
escape from crossing Fate.
You guys will be surprised at how like what would be the biggest comparison that Death Stranding's plot will be, and it's actually an anime. For me, it's an anime. A very famous anime has like this. I believe like almost the same philosophies and ideas and themes behind Death Stranding.
If you
And
say Demon
I'll
Slayer, I will punch you in the face through this
no,
microphone.
it's not. It's definitely not Demon Slayer. It's definitely not Demon Slayer.
Aduh. Hold on, we
But
we
yeah,
are 5 minutes in. We just only talking about the launch trailer. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
what? I
No,
need to
because
know.
that's
I need to know
yeah.
what is Death Stranding.
Okay,
What
so
is a Death Stranding?
okay, that's a good question because and fortunately it doesn't spoil the game because it's something you learn like in the first hour of the game. So
Ooh.
the Death Stranding, he has a because it's a special thing. It's an event that happened at one point in modern America, and it caused a gigantic explosion that killed millions of people, and it was the starting point of everything that eventually becomes the plot of this game. So like that was the starting point of like babies and the ghosts and like needing transporters to send deliveries for you. So the Death Stranding was the first beginning. It started with a big explosion that was caused by some kind of supernatural event, and that's what it is. That's the Death Stranding.
Okay,
Wait, isn't that
supernaturally.
I have a point. Isn't that the basically the beginning of Fate Go? Wow, if I'm
Oh
not
my
mistaken.
god!
Can, am I right? That was like something exploded and everybody dies. Am I not?
Right.
Oh god.
Okay. Here's a fun game. Try to think of an anime that the major plot point starts with a gigantic explosion that kills millions.
It's not
Eva,
Evangelion, yeah.
Gundam, one of the Gundam series. I remember.
It's Evangelion.
Uh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
this this like if you play it one day, like try to see the
Yeah, like
parallels between it and Evangelion.
Evangelion, Darling in the Franxx, Gurren Lagann,
Yeah,
they all
darling,
have the
okay,
same.
going like all the same thing. Goddamn.
Okay, so two.
So yeah, like
So
So
what
Kojima
you're
anime
saying is
director confirmed.
Studio Gainax worked on worked on Death Stranding.
no, what I'm saying is Kojima went home one day and he like Netflix finally got Evangelion. He was like, oh, let's watch Evangelion, and
The
then
whole series in one day.
it just
The whole-
he binged it. He just binged the heck out of it, including the movies, and then maybe he even watched the Blu-ray remakes. And like he comes back to his studio and he's like, Minasan, we have to do
You
this.
have to do this. You have to do this, man.
Hideaki Kojima.
Hideaki Kojima.
oh my
Hideo
god.
Anon.
But yeah, so everything starts with a gigantic explosion, and that's the Death Stranding. It's called the Death Stranding because those who died in the explosion, they reportedly ended up on a beach. So that's where the word stranded comes from. So the Death Stranding was that when you died, you ended up on a beach. So some people know that because some people made it out of the beach. After they didn't die, they somehow got transported to the beach as well, and then they came back to life. The rest who died just they got to the beach and then they were gone. So that was the Death Stranding.
Is it the same bitch yang in the first trailer?
Yes, yes. It's
Oh.
yeah. If you go back to 2016 and watch the debut trailer, it's the same idea, same concept. They've maintained
Ooh.
it.
Mm.
So at least we know
And
like
what about
Kojima was
Aqua?
consistent.
Was Aqua there? Did she make it back?
When
Ah,
the people who died,
Ippo,
when the people who died like ended up on the beach, they didn't meet a useless goddess. So like
No, no, not that Aqua. Kingdom
oh,
Hearts
not that
Aqua.
Aqua. Oh shit!
That's
We're mixing up.
Oh,
We're
you know the
mixing up
scene where
references
King
here.
Mickey meets who was it? What Roxas? No, Answer. We was Answer. I'm remembering Kingdom Hearts too.
Yeah,
I
Kingdom,
That
and
beach.
Kingdom Hearts 3, you go back, you go there too in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yet still use that beach. Oh my god, that
Yeah,
beach.
you fucking fight Aqua then. No, that's Stranding. We fuck Kingdom
Oh
Hearts 3.
shit!
You bring
So
it up.
imagine you're just you're having a good day with your family, and then suddenly America blows up, and like you end up on a beach, and like you see your family walking away from you because like they're fucking dead, and like you just hear from behind you Goofy going "Gorsh." Like would that not be the most trippiest thing? Like, am I dead or am I not dead?
Ooh, I would give
It
that
looks
game a
like
10 out of 10.
America's
Terus.
yucked.
Okay, that's it. Kingdom Hearts 4 is gonna have Death Stranding.
I wouldn't mind. Would
Apparently,
play.
Kingdom Hearts 3 already had that Stranding, so it's not.
You will just see naked Norman as a cameo with the baby in the hand, and then but the rest of the cast they just see Norman, doesn't say anything, and then continue their talk about kokoros and fighting with their lights. So
Sora's,
what do you do in Death Stranding? Is it just a
um,
postman simulator as people are talking right now?
in short, yeah, that's all you do. You go to one location, get an order, and then you pick up those packages, and then you go to the place where those packages need to be sent. That is how the game progresses. That's how all the side quests are done. That's how all the main missions are done. So you'll be spending your time doing deliveries, and it could range from a wide array of objects. Like the most ridiculous one was I had to deliver underwear because this guy said he ran out of underwear and like only one other location had spare underwear, so he had to send underwear to him. And then like there was this one other guy who needed pizza. Like he says, "Oh, it's the apocalypse. You know what would be great? Pizza." So he wants you to send pizza to him, and that's part of a story mission. It's a compulsory mission, so you have to send pizza.
You
And
literally have
then
to be the Pizza Hut delivery guy.
yeah,
Someone,
Oh
yep.
The
god.
better tip.
I was just
someone,
hoping like he had the Domino's logo at the
It
back.
Domino's lah
doesn't.
daripada
Hey,
meter.
It doesn't. Why?
Papa
That-
John's.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's the game. And about maybe 3-4 hours into the game, you unlock like your first motorcycle, and
Oh no.
it's actually Motorcycles are called bikes because they have two wheels. So in this game, there are no bikes; they are trikes. So they have three wheels, two front wheels and one rear wheel. So the reason for that is that you have two modes. One is speed mode and one is normal mode. So normal mode is well slower and it's useful for traveling on rough terrain, but actually doesn't really help. And so yeah, you can use vehicles to traverse through the environment. And there's only two vehicles actually. There's only a trike and a truck. That's it. And varieties of the two. Like there's gonna be an armored truck, an armored trike, a trike with more battery, a truck with more battery, because these vehicles run purely on battery. So like, and by the way, if you run out of battery halfway through a delivery and there's no generator near you, you just have to abandon it and keep walking.
Wait, so you're saying that you can play American Truck
So yeah,
Simulator in Death
that's
Stranding?
that's the game. You just deliver stuff.
You
Wait,
can
wait, but
literally
can you
play.
do
Huh? Hmm.
can you do post larger simulator? Can you just leave the note like, oh, you weren't home?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
okay,
way.
so in the world of Death Stranding, nobody goes out anymore. So like everybody's just
No,
at home waiting for packages.
listen,
Ah,
I
that's
never
no
went
fun.
out either, and still I got those messages. I still got that card all the time.
uh,
Because in this game, like out of the 50 hours I played, like the amount of screen time that other characters have in the flesh, like it's probably like below 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours tops. Because everyone else just appears as a hologram to you. They don't want to come out and meet you.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true. I wouldn't want to meet Norman Reedus either.
okay, so
And
I'm
yeah.
imagining that the world of Death Stranding is one huge open world, or is it like partially by region, something like that? How is it structured?
It's regions. It's regions.
Okay,
And
much
both
better.
regions are very big regions. There's actually only two regions, and uh, uh, they're both very big. Like I don't know how many kilometers they span, but they're like really big. Like to walk from one end of a region to the other, it would take you probably at least 45 minutes just walking. And walking is your main form of transportation anyway.
So
So
I'm feeling Skyrim vibes, I guess, like just traversing around the open world on foot.
that's an
So,
interesting comparison.
is it something like
And
that?
it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like the Fallout and the Skyrim games in the sense that you're just walking because uh there's no really viable form of transportation, so you just walk. But an interesting difference here is that Death Stranding doesn't have points of interest that you would want to visit along the way to whatever destination you want to go to. In Skyrim, you might have a dungeon or a cavern that you bump across, and you're like, oh, what's in here? In maybe in Fallout games, you find like an abandoned building, an abandoned laboratory. Go inside. Death Stranding doesn't have that. It's just the wide open plains and mountains, and that's it. Like the only distractions you would find is that there will be camps of people who would want to attack you and steal your cargo, and
Mm.
locations where BTs or beach things, the ghosts that you see in the trailers, those things would have their own areas as well. So that's it. But nothing to visit. Not like you're gonna like walk into a cave and then find like rare cargo that you can deliver for more points. No
Okay.
such thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
made
those
the
those
I made a Skyrim comparison because there's that TGS demo right recently where it was translated to English. I saw the giant ball reaction to the whole thing, and the bit Hideo Kojima literally goes like, you see that mountain over there? You can go there."
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
It's translated, so I don't know if it is his own words or it's just translated to be that way. But okay, okay, it's that kind of a game. Okay.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. You
Uh,
can. The thing is, there's
Why would you
nothing
go
there.
there?
Why would you go there? There's nothing. Because there
I
was
mean,
one point where I tried to go off the beaten path and like not follow the course that I charted myself, and I said, just let's just try to do something different. Try to follow a route that doesn't seem like the conventional route. I did that, and there was nothing. There was nothing.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
mm.
So
To be
Yeah,
fair, like I think that's probably to the game's benefit. Like I feel like if it did the whole generic open world, like here's a bunch of dungeons and shit, like it would have been far worse.
I would agree. Actually, I would agree. It actually helps because the atmosphere is a game that it wants you to know that you're alone and that the world is devoid of things due to the Death Stranding. So that kind of atmosphere actually helps cement that feel. So kudos to Kojima for doing that. But it comes at the cost of making the game actually eventful.
Fun,
There's
yeah.
something to do. Yeah.
God, I, I'm already like scrolling through Twitter right now, and I'm not excited for like you know the dude bros who make everything deeper than it really is.
Uh huh.
I'm not excited for that. Man, people who say that Death Stranding is boring, they don't get it, man. Kojima's a genius. Just like shut up, please.
Well,
Shut up.
I will wait. I think I know. Well, the first part of Death Stranding reminded me of Kojima when he went out of Konami. He has to be alone.
Yeah, this is about Kojima, man.
So this is an
Kojima
autobiography.
Kojima is
Kojima's journey
Sam. The
alone.
baby is Death Stranding, and
So Kojima's journey right now is basically he's an Evangelion. He's gonna get into the robot one way or another.
Get into the fucking robot, Kojima.
listen, I think Kojima is the last person you have to convince to get into the robot. Like you're like Kojima. Oh no, he's already in. Okay, cool.
He's already in.
This is just like my Japanese animes.
It's just like my Japanese anime.
Oh my god.
Kojima is both Otakan and Norman Reedus.
Okay, so we've looked at the general consensus of the reviews, right? And most of them surprisingly are on the positive side of the spectrum. But Bohan, you have a different opinion.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the game, so I gave it a pretty low score.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you talk through of it? Why do you don't like Death Stranding? I just need to know now.
Okay. Basically, Death Stranding is an idea that sounds philosophically deep and beautiful on paper, but in gameplay execution, it's just boring. It's just hours and hours of pushing your left analog stick forward and occasionally pressing R1 to hold your breath when enemies are close by. That's it. That's the game, and it's like if I were to speed through the main campaign, it would probably take me around 20 plus, maybe 30 hours. It took me 50 because I did a lot of exploring, some of the side missions. And in those 30 hours of the campaign, the game never has something you would consider a game changer. Like you think while playing through the first 5 hours where you just walk and walk and walk, you think, oh, there's gonna be something that really introduces the fun. The fun's about to come. The fun's about to come. And then like he introduces the enemies, which you can just sneak by and you don't have to confront them at all. And they're super easy to sneak by because like if they get too close to you, you just hold your breath and then they don't disturb you. And then like okay, you keep playing the game hoping that okay, maybe he's going to introduce some other form of challenge or interesting feature. But that's it. By the 10-hour mark of the game, every single mechanic you need to know has been explained, and for the next 20 to 30 hours, that's the game. You walk and walk and walk. So I would still have been satisfied if the game had a narrative that was worth following, that was worth investing in. Like there was this whole huge build-up about how the story is gonna be really weird, but in the end it's gonna come together and you're gonna be like, wow, Kojima's so brilliant. The thing is, that moment never came. It never came. There were never any satisfying twists, and whatever reveals there were, like he saved it up for the 2-hour cutscene at the end of the game. And they just like it's like exposition,
2 hour
exposition.
cutscene. 2 hour ending cutscene.
I
Wait,
didn't.
what?
I
Yeah,
didn't.
That's MGS level, man.
I
At,
didn't
at,
do it.
at least it's not a 30-minute codec conversation. I did not like whatever happened to Metal Gear Solid 2. That really stings
Wait,
me.
wait, 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 wait. There's a 2-hour cutscene.
Okay,
Ending cutscene.
just to clarify, I didn't measure it, but I was watching it. I got bored. I paused, got up, took a shower, and then came back. And then I unpaused and watched it, and got bored again, and got up and made lunch, and came back and watched it while eating my lunch. And then I paused and did my dishes and came back, and it was still not over. It was still not over. I literally, after having my lunch, I went back to the kitchen to grab some snacks and just snacked while I was watching it. It
That-
felt like watching the final phase of a movie.
so that means, is he aiming for the longest cutscene ever again?
Again,
I-
yeah.
Again.
I don't know. I don't know. But if he is, that is such a dumb idea. Like, don't do that.
Actually, you know
I
what?
mean,
I
I'm
can
grateful
I
that
can
I can
respect
pause.
it. I can respect it. Konami won't let you keep your word. Make a new one.
You know what? No, the thing is,
Mm.
what truly frustrates me is that there's no payoff for that duration. Like the first 30 minutes, I was hoping something big like Sam, you're the Death Stranding, or Sam, the true Death Stranding were the friends you made along the way.
Kojima made along the way, yeah.
I was expecting something big, but nothing. Like the game reveals things that were in no way predicted, or even hinted at in the first few moments. I know this because I went back through all the chapters that I played and I looked at one by one of the mission logs, which you can do, and the plot just wasn't leading there. And then at the end, suddenly, poof, there's a twist. So you don't feel the satisfaction because there's no build up. And then some of the twists are even worse because they contradict what Kojima was building up in the game. Like, not to spoil anything, there's a Disney villain in this game who does shit simply because he's the villain. Like, I'm not kidding. His motive is that, haha, I have the power to do evil and therefore I will. And then at the end, it somehow revealed that he was actually trying to help the protagonist. How? You literally tried to kill the protagonist.
Wait, he's just doing a rehashing Metal Gear Solid 3.
Actually, it's almost like uh Liquid Ocelot all over again. It's almost
Oh
like that.
my
That's right.
god.
I
But
would.
it's not as
Uh,
bad lah. I would say
Uh,
it's not as bad.
okay.
So yeah, like
brother.
it's just I give it a low score simply because I was hoping that if the gameplay side wasn't good, at least the story side will be good. What turned out to be was it was very mediocre on both sides. I can't wait for the waterfall of analyzing Death Stranding 30-minute
The
videos on YouTube.
psychology.
The psychology behind of Death Stranding. Like, I can't wait for those videos to see what kind of bullshit ideas these people are gonna make up about this game. Because there's nothing philosophical about this game.
Not even nuclear proliferation.
Proliferate.
Yeah, proliferation. Yeah, that would. Not even
Yeah,
that. Not even
the
anti-war
idea
war games.
that even though Kojima couldn't handle that theme in MGS, it was actually at least a thought-provoking theme. This is like the world has been disconnected. Deliver cargo to reconnect people.
The
Okay,
world
say
has been the world
Did
has
you
been
get?
disconnected. Please connect another controller.
Oh, that's it. The real reason why humanity got
that's-
disconnected was because
that's
Psycho
the
Mantis was
disconnection.
there.
Psycho Mantis is all along. The real Death Stranding is Psycho Mantis.
And I think
We had to disconnect to defeat Psycho Mantis.
And I think because I explained why I give it a low score, I think I should also explain why I still gave it a score. Like, I didn't give it a 1 or a 0. So some of the good things, like, that I think Kojima really nailed in this game was his idea of that strand genre, which I think he was banking in on the whole online multiplayer integration where you don't meet players directly, but you guys help each other. A good example of this in gameplay is that you could set up the foundation of a structure through a 3D printer. So you
Mhm.
could bring there are suitcases in the game which you can fabricate. They are called PCCs. They are basically 3D printers, and you can use them to build stuff like bridges, like safe houses, so that you can use them along the way. But you need materials to complete them. You can only lay the foundation first. So there was one time where I didn't have the materials for a safe house. So what I did was that I just put down the foundation. I quit the game. It was at night, and I woke up the next morning. I came back, and my house was completed because other players in their games where my safe house foundation appeared, they donated materials to my place, and the next day it was complete. And along the way, I could find other players' safe houses, other players' shelters, other players' bridges. It was really good. And the thing is, it only pops up after you've connected the cities, after you've done a delivery, and then you hook them up onto the network that would form the United Cities of America. That's only when you could see other player structures. So it was successful in building this sense of, oh, I'm truly connecting the world because now I can see what other people are making for me. So that was brilliant. That was actually done really well. And you could feel the appreciation from other players because you could leave likes for the
Ah,
thing. Yeah, so
that's
that was the like system. So you give likes by pressing the middle touchpad on the PS4 controller, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
so you go up to someone's structure and then you just mash like, and then it will give like. So let's say you get a like. The next time you log into the game, one of the first few things they will tell you on the left side of your screen is, oh, this player rewarded you 7 likes. This player rewarded you 5 likes. This player used your shelter. This player used your safe house. So you have this sense of, hey, I'm actually helping people out and people are actually using my stuff. So that was brilliant. That
Mm.
actually made me feel the connectivity theme of the game. That was brilliant. That was well done.
so that sounds like something akin to the
Fallout
messaging
76.
system. No, god damn it! Don't ruin this. Uh, I was going to say it sounds akin to the messaging system from the Soul series, Dark Souls, and
Yep.
Yep,
a
yep.
little bit not Journey, but it's sort of like that. But
Yeah,
Journey,
I actually those two were the first games I thought of when I saw this system. It was Journey and Dark Souls. And
Oh,
just like Dark Souls, instead of just structures, you can also leave behind messages. And
oh,
but
it
these
has
messages cannot be custom typed. So they're like how to say, they are pre how do you call it? Like
those
It's
the
pre-baked
words.
and
words. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make
yeah.
word salads out of the pre-selected items, right? So
Correct,
go
correct.
here or something like danger
Yep,
ahead. Okay.
yep, yep.
big chest ahead.
And
big chest.
interestingly, big cargo ahead. But the another unique twist to the messaging system is that instead of putting just messages to tell people what to do, some of the messages actually have buffs and benefits. Like there's one uh, message where you put down the sign of a cheerleader. So if you walk past that message or walk through it, you're gonna get your stamina replenished. So there will be times in the game where players would put down messages at places where you have to climb mountains or like brave to a river. So halfway through the river, like your stamina's about to go out, and then you just walk past the sign, boop, your stamina's up again. So that's really cool. Like people are really helping each other out in creative ways. So yeah,
Mm.
that's great. That's like my that would be like the best idea in this game. Like I think like if Kojima wants to make another Death Stranding game, if he scraps everything, at least keep this. This is great. Like make this in the next game.
I have a question. You can't see, but I'm raising my hand right now. So
Yes, you sir at the back.
explain void outs.
Void outs. Okay. So early on, I explained that the Death Stranding is this catastrophic event that form a gigantic explosion, right? So
Mhm.
those explosions are called void outs. And what happens when a void out happens, aside from people going to the beach, is that it creates this gigantic crater as if a meteor hit the ground. And then
Mm-hmm.
the crater will be filled with tar. So that's the black material you see Matt Mikkelsen's character being doused in,
Mm-hmm.
and when Sam's character is dirty with the black stuff, that's tar. So those are void outs. They're big, gigantic explosion that cause craters, and those craters will be filled with tar. So those are void outs basically. And what causes a void out is when human beings, both dead and alive, come into contact with BTs. So the scientific explanation of it is that humans are made out of matter and BTs are made out of antimatter because they come from the land of the dead, apparently. And that's the
Mhm.
explanation. So when matter and antimatter collide, it causes this
Oh.
great explosion. So that's a void out. That's basically it.
Mm.
Yeah, and in game you can cause void outs. If you actually die or get consumed by BT, you would actually cause a void out, and the creator would be a permanent fixture throughout the game. Like if you have to cross through that area again, you will see the creator that you caused.
Oh,
Mm.
that's cool. That's a
Yeah, that's
good
also very cool.
that's a
Yeah,
good
A
way
question.
to expand to the Dark Souls thing of, or you see
Yeah.
all those black red bloods, right? Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, that's cool. But your creator doesn't appear in other people's games, so it's only for you.
Okay.
Only you see it.
Oh,
And that's also the reason why you can't kill people in this game. Like if you see in some of the gameplay demos,
Mm.
um, Sam only uses a bola gun where he like ties people up after he shoots them, like it ties them up because you cannot kill human beings, because if they die, what happens is that they start to necrotize. So necrotizing is this process where a person's body starts to attract BTs. They turn, like, their corpses start turning dark, and then like uh they start, what's the word, like decomposing. They decompose very quickly, and then BTs are
Mm.
attracted to dead people. So you cannot kill people in this game. Like if you come up in a camp where there are so the only human enemies in the games are called mules, mule, mule, like
S.
the
Yeah.
donkey. So
mm,
mules,
S.
ass,
S.
yes.
Yes.
So mules are basically, this is an explanation from the game, by the way. They're actually couriers who got addicted to delivering things. That's it. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That is the in-game explanation. And
Post laju
so
addicts. Abang post. You can have
they,
those
they,
abang post laju become addicts of their
they
own
just
work.
couldn't get enough. They just couldn't get enough of that shit. So they wanted
Wow.
to keep on delivering. So what happened to them was that they would splinter off and become rogue couriers who would steal the cargo of other people. So when you walk into a mule camp or nearby to a mule camp, they actually send out a beacon. And if you get hit by this beacon, they'll ping your location and come and find you so that you can steal your cargo. So this is why, like, there's the stealth mechanic in this game. You have to sneak around, like, hide in tall grass, hide behind rocks, so that you get away from mules. And those are a bit challenging thanks to the fact that you cannot kill mules, because if you do, you might cause a void out. And if the void out is close to a mission important structure, you fail the game and you have to reload to a previous save.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so void outs, you can cause them sometimes harmlessly because there's no other penalty to void out. Like that's it, you just die and then you come back. That's it. You don't even have to reload in void outs because Sam, uh in the game it's explained that Sam actually can't die. But I don't want to spoil
Ah,
why. I don't want to
okay.
spoil why, but he can't die basically. So causing void outs are not that big of a problem. It's just that if you cause it near a mission important structure, then it's a game over. You have to restart from a previous point.
So you're saying that you can technically die to gain an advantage.
Oh yeah, that's
I,
Kojima has
yeah.
been saying that since like the first time they showed gameplay.
Oh yeah, he said
Okay.
something like you can die and it doesn't
Yeah,
mean the game is over or something.
you can strategically plan void outs to like get around certain areas. That's why I asked about it. I wanted to know how that
Yep, that's true.
whether he's
Strategically suicide. That will come later. Okay.
Yeah, I felt like strategically suiciding myself after playing this game.
Oh my god.
Oof. Big oof.
oh dang.
So you're saying the story is not worth it? How about the performance stuff? Is it worth seeing through the star power? They
Oh,
got
I
like
mean, in that respect, I say I have no complaints. I think everybody did a great job. Given the roles that they were given, they did a really good job. Yeah.
okay, it's just the narrative isn't hooking. Okay.
Yeah. It's like it feels like, how do I say? How do I give a good analogy to that? It's like you make a really bad movie with the best stars. That's how it feels like. It feels like watching that. And the
Like a
thing is, this
Transformer movie
yeah, it's like
from
watching a
Michael Bay.
Transformer
From
movie.
Michael Bay. I need to
But
clarify.
the thing is, at least watching a Transformers movie, you know for a fact this shit is dumb, and like everybody who I know is probably gonna say this shit is dumb. But Death Stranding isn't like that. Like somebody's gonna, not somebody, like the majority of the people gonna walk over this game and say, "Man, that was, whew,
It was
God,
deep, man. That
I'm
was
a
so
changed man. I'm a changed man after playing that."
This is the Joker of the video game.
Oh god, I was waiting for someone to make that comparison.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So yeah,
So,
like and I will single out that Norman Reedus is not the best. He does not bring the best performance in the game for me. Like you know how Keith Sutherland was wasted in MGS5.
Yeah,
That's how Norman Reedus is wasted in this game.
not surprised.
He has like throughout this 50-hour game, he has like 10 lines. Just like
what the?
10 lines.
Not fucking surprised.
Like he comes up to a place to get orders, and like people are like having a really emotional dialogue or something. He's just standing there being quiet, and his face is like, I gotta make deliveries here. Like he's just dead silent and just looking at the ground or some shit.
He's
Not saying
literally
anything.
he's literally the among postman who doesn't want to get into their way and just want to
Yeah.
deliver the stuff.
Yeah,
My
ma'am,
God.
can you sign? Ma'am, can you sign here? Like,
Mm,
I just need to go.
uh,
He's like that.
To
He's
be
like that
fair,
for
to be
the
fair
whole
though,
game.
in his defense, can you imagine your job is to drive for like long hours delivering underwear and pizza and shit? And then every time you open the door, there's this lady who wants to tell you her life story. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you're here. It's so great that people are coming here. Like people are talking to each other for the first time. My husband won't even talk to me anymore." And she's like, "Lady, please, can you sign here, please, lady? No."
That's exactly what it is. Because the funny thing is, every time you do make a delivery, someone tells you their life story. Every time. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Like, there's this one delivery where you have to deliver photographs, and like you deliver it to this one young woman, and like you send it, and like Sam's like he's as always, he's like stone cold quiet, doesn't say anything, and this woman just goes on, "Oh, these pictures belong to my dad. He was such a good photographer. Like back before the Death Stranding happened." She goes into this like 10-minute exposition on like lore of her family, and Sam's just standing there staring at her hologram, and he's like, doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything.
I was about to joke about one remark that, oh, this should be a good idea for a sitcom or for a Malay drama. Apparently Death Stranding is already a Malay drama, so
It is.
fine, I guess.
And
It's already
out
there.
of out of all the scenes where Sam did a delivery and then someone talks to him, the best one was the only one like that got a reaction from me, was the one with Conan O'Brien. That was so good. That was genuinely the best one. Like everything else was just, "Oh hey there, thanks for delivering my package. Here's some exposition." It's just that. But Conan O'Brien was like, "Hey, thanks for delivering my package. Here are some jokes." So that was a fresh breath of air. I love that
Wait,
part.
was it like typical Conan O'Brien jokes though? Because
It
then we
was,
may have some disagreement here.
yeah, I'm actually one of the people who, like, when I watch Conan O'Brien videos, I'm like, God, this is such a low tier comedy. Like I go to that. But this game had nothing, and that was like the only shining beacon. Like when I got to that
You,
scene, I
I
was
like
like,
how
low
you
thank
bar.
just turned
God.
into a Death Stranding character. It's like, normally these jokes are shit, but everything's so shit right now, So I guess even bad jokes have a place after
Yeah,
the Death
even this
Stranding.
Conan
is good
O'Brien
enough.
rises up through the
This is
ranks.
good enough. Like I remember, like when I was writing the review, I was thinking to myself, God, like this game actually made me want to laugh at a Conan O'Brien joke. Like that's how bad the feel of the game was, because nobody else was joking. This whole game is devoid of any sense of entertainment. As in, I get it. It's the end of the world. America's disconnected, and we got ghosts everywhere, and people addicted to delivering shit. So it's a bad time. No jokes. But hey, look at Fallout New Vegas. Look at all the Fallout games. Things are shit, but people have time to joke. In
Oh.
this
To be
game,
fair though, I feel like with like this game specifically wanted to have that like there is no joy feeling. I feel like
yeah,
if there
that
was
is true.
if
That is
there
true.
was a snappy character, like it would have ruined everything.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. Also, in this timeline, people are no longer horny. Like it's stated in one of the games like data
Codex.
pads. Yeah, one of the codex entries. Like it's trying to it's basically the only thing that explains why there are no children in this game. And like you never get explanation until you read this one hidden data pad, and it's like, oh, people are just not horny anymore. That's it. There's no other
Nobody's
explanation.
banging.
Yeah, nobody's banging. Like men and women just do not like each other anymore.
Well, because
What? Future
according to you,
Japan.
everyone's a hikikomori, so
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah. Everyone
of course
just
no one's having sex.
yeah, everyone just shut in, like, and they don't do anything but worry about the next void out. That's it.
And waiting for
God
their
damn.
packages to be delivered.
Yeah,
Sure.
oh, I can't wait for my new fresh 3 pairs of underwear to arrive.
This would be great if the podcast was sponsored by MeUndies.
I think when the underwear is off, I think we can wrap the conversation about Death Stranding, I guess. It's a
Yeah, I
long
think
talk. It's a
yeah.
long talk, and I think we have enough material to work around on what our official opinion whenever we got the game for ourselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I shed
Uh,
enough light on it.
One question.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, how tired are you on hearing the word America?
That's you know what? I would say very, but it's because Sam, the main character, like every moment somebody reminds him that Sam, you gotta reconnect America. He's like, fuck America, fuck America. I just want to do deliveries, man. Fuck America. So it's not that tiring because Sam thankfully like expresses what I feel. But yeah, they mention it a lot of times. America needs to be connected. Make America whole again, Sam.
Make
They
America
say that,
great
by the way.
again.
They really say that, by the way. Make America whole again.
Oh my goodness.
Dead Space plus
Kojima's
Donald Trump.
obsession with the word
I
America.
imagine like Sam doing the Kimi Räikkönen impression, like, "Buah, okay.
That's
Make America whole, Sam. Buah, okay."
Okay, we can.
Fine.
I'm just your delivery sign here, please.
The Kimi Räikkönen.
The Kimi. Buhan, after this podcast, Google Kimi Räikkönen funniest moments, and you'll
Okay.
get what we mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that reference because I'm feeling like Sam here, left out and just waiting to deliver back.
It's okay. Me too, man.
Just
Me too.
doing
I
your
don't,
job.
Aduh.
I don't speak racing either, so I'm the same.
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
only into strand genre now. Okay, like I don't play other games.
yeah, the new
Mm.
American truck simulator sounds actually pretty interesting in some way or form. I might be interested now. I do not care at all about Death Stranding until this conversation happened. At least now I can think of it as the game that I would put a podcast on the side and just zone out. Just like I play Euro Truck
Yeah.
Simulator. It's nothing. You just go here, you deliver that, you pick up cargo, you park your truck, stop by or the fuel station once in a while, pay your tolls. I guess Death Stranding has the same loop of Euro Truck Simulator. Interesting.
It's Evangelion meets Euro Truck Simulator.
Yes. Oh my god. Remind me to have Norman Reedus in a post laju outfit with a truck. For the thumbnail.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Remind me when we get there. So that's Death Stranding. We can move on now. That's a lot of stock.
We are no longer stranded.
We have I think the next thing that we need to talk about is we should go to Space Vegas.
Ooh.
But first, detour time. I need to talk about the Xbox Game Pass because
Are we sponsored by Xbox Game Pass this week?
no, but
Okay.
rather I did
Ah.
some investigative digging on how to get Xbox Game Pass for PC, in unsupported countries. So here's the
Uh-huh.
thing. Not all of uh, the offer for Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass for PC, which is another different thing, is limited to several countries at the moment. However, there are workarounds to subscribe to it, and no, it does not involve any shady downloading or going to unscrupulous dealers. It's just a matter of getting a gift card, a $10 gift card, I need to emphasize, and you're good
Mm-hmm.
to go. So apparently right now you can get Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass for PC for a low rate of $1 for per month, but it's just the 1 month. So you are charged $1 for the first month, and then the next one would be like the normal rate of $4.99 lah. But what I discovered is that when you want to subscribe to that, you will need to have, if you subscribe using a gift card, you need to have at least $10 because Microsoft wants you to have money for the next subscription. It won't charge you $4.99 yet. It will deduct just $1, but they want you to at least subscribe to the Game Pass for 2 months. Please.
Ooh.
Please.
Please. But still, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. A lot of good games are there. All of the Microsoft first party games are there. Also, some games are released day and date. So the Outer Worlds will be segueing into later. Is one of those games. And for the most part, the service is okay. Using Microsoft Store for your games is an okay deal. The thing why I say okay is because sometimes the store is a bit of a diva. In the thing is that for no apparent reason, it just doesn't want to download. It's not about my bandwidth taking up for other downloads. No, it just doesn't want to download for no reason. So one time it goes, 1 megabyte, 2 megabyte per second, zoop, nothing. Wait for 10 minutes, nothing. Reset and reset and open the store again, start the download again. 30 megabytes, 40 megabytes. 2 minutes ago, nothing. I have to wait at least 1 day to get the Outer Worlds working, which
Oh
is
damn.
pretty annoying. And one last bit that you need to point out for those who want to try this method is that you should change your PC region to United States. And this more of a to get around region locking in terms of some games are not released on Microsoft Store for your respective regions on the same day. So apparently on the day of the Outer Worlds launching, it was not there on the Malaysian Microsoft Store yet. So launching from there, it just say error. So switching to United States and you're good to go. You should be good to go. So yeah, I think Xbox Game Pass is a good deal if you want to play a lot of games and if you have a lot of hard disk space because oh boy, laptop these days 256 gigs in total for storage is not a good deal. You should not cut there. Seriously. Like 70
Yeah, that
gigs.
is.
Like
I
70
can't
gigs.
believe anything is being sold with less than 1 terabyte.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
problem with the changing of SSDs is that the companies right now are still a bit stingy with spending with for the more expensive SSDs. So yeah, that's Xbox Game Pass. We can move on to the real topic that we want to talk about.
Country road, take me home.
Wrong game.
Nah, man. It's a good Fallout game, right?
Ooh, it's a good Fallout game. Oh, that theme! That theme!
The Outer Worlds! It's here and my god! Finally, man. It's been a long time since we get a good first-person RPG.
It
Mhm.
looks so
Very
good,
good.
man.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I can finally stop replaying Fallout New Vegas.
You sure? I'm playing both at the same time.
I was actually about to. Funny story is that I actually before I got the free redemption code for Outer Worlds, I was about to sign up for Xbox Game Pass after I read Mac's post because I was actually contemplating on buying on EGS, and I thought, God, it's it's
No.
it's just I just don't want to do that. I just want to avoid that. And then I saw Mac post it up. I was like, oh, and then I was reading through it. It's like, oh my God, it's just like around 40 ringgit. It's like, why not? So I was about to do that, and then John messaged me, say, hey, Burhan, we got a second Outer Worlds code. Do you want it?
You
But if
got
you want
two
it,
codes, my god.
yeah. So we got another code, and John was like, "Do you want it? But if you take it, can you like stream it for our Facebook page later?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" In my heart, I was like, "Hell yeah, hell yeah!"
Free 99.
Because for me, usually I would say no because I would want other people to get the games that I want to support. I would want to buy the games I want to support, but I was still bitter about having to review Death Stranding. So I was like, this is this is how you guys make up for it. You guys give me a good game now. You guys have to give me one good game now.
Oh my god. We have totally make a good case for Death Stranding and the Outer Worlds right out of the gate.
And so the moment I put it up, like I was thinking to myself, God, it's so good to finally play a good game again.
Well, man, we can have words about that after we finish Space Cowboy talk. Okay, so like I had kind of like dropped off on Outer Worlds after a while after I realized that I was going to be in forward operating base Bristol and not able to play it. So I was like, not really paying much attention to Outer Worlds. And then someone was like, dude, it's Firefly the game. And I was like,
Yep.
what?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. That's a good way to sell me on a game, guys. Not gonna lie, calling it something Firefly the game is a great way to.
Is Firefly that TV show?
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
one with Nathan Fillion.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't watch that, but I know of its existence. Okay.
Yeah.
As like an old school nerd, like fucking yeah, Firefly man.
So the Outer Worlds, Daniels, what's your take on it since you the biggest, I guess the biggest Fallout
The
mark.
biggest.
You
The
played
Fallout
Fallout
series. Oh, yeah.
76 when no one wants it. You're the biggest mark for Fallout. So you have to go on the vet for the Outer Worlds.
I guess it's good that it's the work of the former devs of Fallout. What's his name again, Mac?
Tim
The
Kaine and
two guys.
Tim Kaine and
Tim-
Leonard Boyarsky.
Yeah, who also were New Vegas, which is my favorite of all. And
Dude, I think it's no secret that this podcast loves New Vegas. Like we have gone on
Oh.
multiple tangents about how much we love New Vegas.
so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So like the question is right now is I have some gripes with this game. Of course, all of us do.
Yeah,
Even
I have also. But
it's not a perfect game, but in terms of, let's say, we call it Outer Worlds, I'll rate it higher than, say, 4 and 3. 100%.
four and
So you mean-
but it's not higher than 76.
No, that is the lowest, the deepest depth of hell of it.
Because I was thinking,
that
he
game-
mentioned 3 and 4, but not 76, so he must
No,
be better.
that has his own place in the spot of what we call the trash fire pit of hell.
your trash fire pit of hell. Ah.
Tak,
unlimited dumpster fireworks?
that's what I. But do you know? I bought the game at 100 ringgit a week
Mhm.
before they drop it to.
Yeah, now it's like 40
Now
something,
it's just
right?
19. The last they over.
Country roads.
Take me home.
Okay, let's throw the trash fire out of the way. We need to
Trash
talk about the
fire
Outer Worlds. I think
I guess. Okay, check. Start.
the Outer Worlds makes a good case for a first-person RPG in the veins of Fallout. Apparently, okay, I know it's kind of cliche to compare it to Fallout, but there are a lot of cases to make that comparison. You look at the way they treat the dialogue. Is in or when you talk to a person, the person is full screen in front of you, and there's a lot of text choices down there. And the way they do the inventory management, not inventory management, the way you pick loot stuff, you go to a container, poop, the pop-up icon appear just like Fallout 4. And also it has the what you call the tactical time dilation, which is essentially VATS but more freeform.
Time stop. Tokyo Tomare.
It's basically a bullet time.
Yeah, bullet time stop. You can even upgrade it to become a time skip.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Nah,
Time
that's
skip?
something to
Waga King
be-
Crimson.
You go fast. No, everything slows down. You go faster. Anyway, so lots of comparison. But this is one good case where one strong case to make to say that the Outer Worlds is better than Fallout. It has ladders. Ladders. You know the Fallout engine is so terrible that they could not make ladders, so they have to make all those on-site ramps every time you need to do a 2-level story thing. It has working ladders. My God.
I mean, like the people at Bethesda are looking at the game right now, and that when there's the footage of people climbing ladder, they're going like, "What is that? What is that?" I wish you
Meanwhile,
put
the
that.
people at Ubisoft are like, yes, ladders.
Kojima is at the back like ladder.
Kojima's like, ladders are strands that connect the ground to the top floor.
Like if they hired Kojima as an advisor, he'd be like, "Oh, you have a ladder in your game? Do you have a soundtrack to go with the ladder?"
Aduh.
But
yeah,
After the
I
guitar starts playing.
it's so
I
good that it introduces ladders in the game. Such
yeah,
a simple thing.
yeah, I know it's a low ball to pick it, but I love it. I love it so much. So
When it's been lacking in the other games, it's a good thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
The Outer Worlds strike a very strong tone right at the start. That's which I love. The idea is that you are one of the colonists inside a suspended cryopod, and these are what you say like random professor that you may not know is good or bad. Just pluck you out of the cryopod. It's a character creation. So it's basically the character creation is basically him listing down the traits that he wanted to pick out of the many people suspended in suspended animation. So sometimes when you tick the not personality your character stats, so you put body higher. Oh, this is a strong man. Or if you put dexterity low, this guy has 2 left feet. He makes those small remarks, but it's pretty cool.
I still remember
Doesn't
the comment he makes if you put all full body or full strength. He's like, I bet you could take on the primal on your own.
Yeah, those sort of.
I was gonna say, doesn't the doctor from New Vegas do the same thing when you
Yep.
when
Doc
you
Mitchell.
Again, Fallout.
Wow. Haha.
I mean,
uh,
that's testament to them not being able to do any other form introductions. Like, oh man, how do we make a good character introduction? Just let a doctor wake him up or a scientist or something.
yeah, don't forget Cryopod is also Fallout 4.
I
That
was
is
about
true.
to say that.
That is true. That
yes,
is
but this one is done better. You don't have a BB. That's a good.
No, yeah,
that's already better
100
than
times
Fallout
better.
and Death Stranding. But I like the way they set it up. Okay, after getting out of the cryopod, right? And the professor like, oh, you need to do this and this. Or you go meet this contact, this Captain Holtron fella down there in the planet down there. You will rendezvous with him, and you will spill all the details. Crash down into the planet. You come out your cryopod and see a dead body. Oh, this guy is stupid. He didn't. He didn't move out of the way when he puts the signal down. So the guy you literally need to meet is now just a piece of body, a piece of corpse. It, it's kind of a small joke, but then it has ramifications when you go into the ship and apparently, the ship has an AI and the AI only operates under that captain. So the AI strikes a bargain with you. for now, you will become Captain Alex Hawthorne. You can argue with them and say, no, I'm not Captain Hawthorne. Or you can play along and say, yeah, sure, Captain Hawthorne. The best part is you can also when you discover that you can also play along when you go to other people. You can introduce yourself. Yeah, I'm Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable.
Aduh.
Which leads to another interesting section where you go into the customs and you can say, oh, is this you ship? And you can say, yeah, I am Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. And then the custom guy say, oh yeah, your ship is being impounded and because of things and things and things. And then there's another option, oh, I take it back, I'm not Captain Alex Hawthorne and that is not my ship. Perfect.
Double back. No, not
That
me.
is such a sitcom moment right there.
That's how you write sarcasm or witty writing. Not putting sarcasm as a big text. You see the line, you feel that's funny, and then you deliver it. That's how you do sarcasm.
Yeah. It's amazing because it's not even a voiced line. You just read because it's your character saying it, and it's already funny because it's you. You know, you're reading it as a, oh shit, I messed up. I shouldn't be Captain Hawthorne right now. It's so funny. It's so well done.
Okay, I need to ask one very important question.
Oh,
So one of my favorite things about New Vegas is that you can max speech your way out of the final boss. Can you do that in this
Yes.
game?
Yes.
yes.
Game of the year. Game of the year.
Yeah. It's pretty spoilery tapi like you can talk her. It's her like you can talk her way. No, maybe don't do that. Okay, fine. We'll stand down.
Okay, I'll do you one better. There's a good example of a interesting skill check. You know that you can play as a dumb person in the Outer Worlds, right? And it opens into like very specific dumb dumb choice dialogue choices. But it's not like duh, I'm dumb. It's not that you don't cannot form
Like
complete
you did that a bit
sentences.
too well. Mm-hmm.
It's not that kind of dumb. It's more like you miss social context. So when you
Mhm.
meet a really crazy guy about making a robot revolution, the dumb option goes like, oh yeah, fuck me, we're dead. It's just like you can play as, oh, you buy into the idea of the stupid guy. And the
Mm.
crazy thing is, you can also be dumb and good at engineering or science or whatever medical skills. So
Hey,
there's
that
one
Oh,
prompt. So there's
that's
one
pretty
prompt.
realistic.
You can go like, oh, there's a robot and it's broken. You can, if you are a normal professional at fixing stuff, you just fix the stuff. But if you are dumb but also high in engineering, you also pass this check, but instead of like fixing it, you just smack the robot. Yeah, they'll do it. It's fixed. So you can literally you get to the right conclusions for the wrong way, for the wrong
that's
reasons.
great.
That
It's
is so cool.
They thought it out, man. The writing in the Outer Worlds is just top notch. I really miss this sort of writing in RPGs, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, just I wrote a piece on gameometers.com that was out today at the time of recording, detailing on how deep the story, the world building goes. So essentially, without going too much into the nitty gritty of it, you have a big choice in the tutorial island, the tutorial land, before you get your ship into space. Is essentially a megaton situation. You either either side with this party or that party. But either way, depending on how you want to role play or depending on what your convictions are, there are good reasons to side with party A or party B. To the point that I can point out like, oh, this
Agreed.
old lady, this makcik here, oh, most probably people are gonna resonate with her because yeah, screw the corporations, let's side with the makcik who's rebelling against the power. And then you found out the makcik is actually a scumbag. Uh,
I think that's the point. I was at that point of the game, and in my heart, I was already whispering Game of the Year," because it had moral complexity beyond most games in the entirety, just within its own tutorial map. The first map, and you already given a deep I wouldn't say deep, but at least it's a realistic moral conundrum where neither side is completely evil or completely good. I mean, that's one
Nuanced.
depth.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
what you're thinking.
nuance. Yeah, correct. Sorry, thank you. It's a very nuanced approach to things, and like it's only done that in the first few hours of the game.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
and you if you explore the whole town, and because the whole town of Edgewater, there's like an underlying story behind it. So at first you might thought, oh, this is just like flavor text or something like just world building. No, no, it plays into your decision. It's not like it's important, but it really informs you when you come to the decision point. Understanding what is happening in the town really helps you like make a great argument on why I choose this side or the other. It's great, and the best part is after the tutorial, it challenges it goes even further with the nuance. It challenges your mindset. If you're going in the outer world to just say screw the corporations, which is a good take by the way, I don't mind it. You will be challenged, which is actually pretty good.
I think
Yep.
one of my favorite thing about this game is like I'm into my second playthrough. So like, it's an example for the first one lah.
Mhm.
Can you meet this lieutenant lady right at the first before the ship?
Oh yeah, there.
Yeah. So there was a choice that I didn't pick. Like, oh, intimidate. I sure your chicken kill off these marauders. So she does that. On my second day, I did that challenge, and she died. So that lady died. You know what happened? I
Mhm.
come out because according to the game script, like after you come out the ship, the lady will ask you, "Wait, is this your ship?" And then you have to do the thing lah, the Captain Horton thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But in my second playthrough, since she is dead, some spacer guy came there and yeah, have you seen the lieutenant? So basically, like even though certain characters die, they will basically replaced by some other characters so that to keep this flow, flowing. I guess.
Rather than have unkillable characters. Cough, cough,
No.
Fallout.
For that's
Yeah.
like that's such a good feature that like ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of the you can totally just kill people if you don't like if you don't like them. You can either screw them or just kill them off. I didn't test them, but they claim that most of the NPCs can die, but I didn't test. But from my understanding of what I've played through, it probably is. They probably did a lot
I
of
mean,
work for that.
if it's like New Vegas, then yeah, because New Vegas, everyone could die.
Kill Danny early. What to do? Kill Caesar early. Yeah, what to do?
Oh yeah, the companions are very good though.
Those type.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start now. Okay, Burhan and Daniel, favorite companion so far. Well, Daniel, you
Ellie,
probably have.
100%.
Oh, Ellie, okay.
Ellie,
Hmm?
best girl. Because her side quest is by far one of the best. I think
Oh
the
yeah,
best writing.
that was the best. But I like Ellie in the way that she has her own convictions and she's very adamant about it. Even though if you try to sway her one way or another, she's like, no, 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 this is what I think.
Nah, I don't care what you think. Like whatever.
For now, for me, it would be because I haven't unlocked all companions yet,
Mhm.
and so far my favorite two would be Ellie and Felix.
Ooh, Felix.
Felix. Felix
I
fun
was
though.
starting to like Parvati, but she's just too. I mean, there's I don't know. I'm not feeling anything special about her. Like she's just this young girl who's like eager to see the world. And that's her. While the Ustad is just, he's
Oh
like,
It's
yeah,
the
the
stuff.
Tok Imam is my favorite.
oh, for me the Tok Imam is that like I'm pissed off with him because
Uh-huh.
like you're on my ship. You want to go on this secret mission adventure with me, but like whenever I start questioning shit, you're like, I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
Holy
I didn't.
shit! Dude, this is literally Firefly. You just explained like one of the characters in Firefly.
Oh really? Okay.
So Vicar Max is a Firefly reference. There you go. There you go,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
I really wanted to like the vicar. I was like, oh, he's a religious man. Probably has some really deep explanation as to why he is religious. But every time I try to talk to this guy, he's like, so we gotta meet my friend. I mean, my associate. It's like, dude, just tell me. I'm risking my life to help you.
Oh, to not say much, I really love the way the quest end for Vicar. So
Oh, can't
if
wait.
you feel like it, go that route. Just to
Okay.
see. Also, I love that the Vicar is apparently he's for some reason he's good at hacking and also a fan of toss ball, the sports ball in the universe. So when you in the ship, sometimes the no, because we have Felix. Felix is your how you say the naive, rebellious, jock
He's
dude,
Ryuji.
hooligan. Yeah,
Ye-
he's basically the Ryuji of the group. And then you have the Toh Imam. And then sometimes they banter about their sports ball. Ah, your team lost. No, your team is destined to lose. And he goes with just someone about toss ball, about sports. Which is actually I adore. That's cool.
Mm,
Also Sam's great.
Oh, I
oh,
haven't I haven't booted up Sam yet, so I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Sam's
you
great.
Can
can't
you
wait for
do
the spicy fan fiction.
can you do all the quests in one playthrough or
Yep.
Yeah, I did that. It's pretty easy lah to do
Your
that.
companions don't judge you. They have opinions, but they won't judge your any of your actions. So you want to steal, they just steal. Sometimes they compliment. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good
So they don't
hands.
I don't think this is gonna spoil me, but I just like mechanically speaking, like are there things like you would do that would offend a companion so much they
Nope,
decide to leave you? Is
Nope,
there anything
nope.
like that?
nope.
Oh, okay.
no
They
I miss
Boone
that
they
mechanic
left
from
Boone
the
in
Dragon Age.
Vegas.
I love that mechanic in the Dragon Age series where if you really did something that doesn't jive with a companion, they're like, you know what, hero, fuck you. I'm gonna pack my bags. I can't do this.
That happened in New Vegas twice. Boone once and Veronica as well.
Oh yeah, Boone and Veronica, like coincidentally the two best companions in the games are the ones that can leave you.
Uh, so good.
oh yeah, last bit.
Complaints?
Yeah, we gotta put the
My
complaints in.
complaint is there's no radio. That's my problem.
Bleh. But understandably, bleh.
Because
Do you know why that's a good thing actually? Is because
why?
if you had a radio, like the moment you turn it on, you're listening to Spacer's Choice.
It's
Oh
not the
yeah.
best choice. It's
It's
Spacer's
gonna be
choice.
it's just a bunch of ads and no songs. Like even if it's a
I
song,
just-
it's an ad
Oh,
jingle.
so like Mix FM then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even
Lemon
like-
slap your whole family tonight. Whoa! It's
Even like
Reedus.
the newscast, the same thing. Like yeah, this newscast is brought to you by Spacer Choice, and that's all.
C and peace. Look, the propaganda stuff is so in my mind right now. It's earwormy as fuck. They nailed it. I hate them, but they nailed it.
See, that's the thing I also admire about these games. That they do it so well that for me, I'm starting to actually believe. Well, I've always believed it. Like the future is just gonna be corporates controlling everything, and like this game it takes a very funny perspective at it, but it's so real. So that's also something I really like about this game.
Yeah, Tim Curry was wrong.
Tim Curry was wrong.
Capitalists do go into space.
Capitalism will
Capitalism.
own space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back to the grievances. Like for me, I it's a bit a knock to the otherwise. That's why I keep saying the Outer Worlds is a good game, not a great game. It's more that I don't jive with the combat system. To be fair, it's better than Fallout. It's better than Fallout 76. It's just that it doesn't click with me. Probably because
Feels
I've
like-
played too much looter shooters these days, so
Mm.
I have a different standard nowadays, I guess. It's serviceable, but
I
not.
think most closest to this is Bioshock.
Yeah,
Combat
I
game?
can see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
I-
more
I-
Bioshock.
Really, Bioshock is like pretty shit combat system, so
And this has a pretty meh combat system lah,
It's
basically.
not. It's not the thing that you really looking forward to. But I admire the endeavors to make the everything on the skill list and your character do fall back into combat. So your speech skills also have buffs to combat. So if you have high persuasion, if you attack a human, the human have a chance to cower in fear, essentially a stun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. It's fun. They do think about it. It's more that I don't feel the it lacks that certain genre. Like even the perk system, I
Oh my
like
god, puts to just
the perk is a
really
bit
bad.
underwhelming, unfortunately. The best perk that I see from the list is that you can fast travel while you are encumbered, and that's it.
Yeah,
Most
over
of them is
encumbered.
just like buffs to or for here and there, and the time stop into time skipping. It's not much. So it makes the other cool thing about the Outer Worlds, which is the floor system. I don't feel like I want to take a perk while gaining a floor because of that.
Mm.
It's a good concept, but it's just that if the perk is much more like desirable, I would totally forego any of my skills so I can get a good perk right away.
One thing
So
about the sorry, go ahead.
okay, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The like when you mentioned the flaw system, I just remembered it exists because I've been playing the game for about 10 hours now, and
Mm-hmm.
I haven't come across a single flaw. Like I have never been prompted to get a flaw yet, which is really disappointing because it was one of the
Try
things
to
I
hurt
really
yourself.
wanted.
That's how I get the flaw system.
Because I've been playing like a stealth character who's like I put all my stats into persuasion, into tech, so like my combat skills are abysmal. So I always sneak around and everything, but
Ah,
and I'm just not getting hit.
Yeah, usually it's like by combat like you'll get one.
I
you can
see.
One
get
thing
floor if
of
you don't get hit.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. You're right, you're right. You can't get a flaw if you don't mess up. Yeah, I should make my character mess up once in a while.
yeah, it feels like much like that. It is a perk from Fallout 36 because they have the same team. So
Yeah, yeah, that is
something good from 36.
that's true. That's true. I did notice that feature in 76. But yeah, like one another criticism for me, when you take into account all the flaws and the perk system and the stats and everything, like you guys, like Max said just now, the combat system doesn't jive, and for me it's the same thing. For me, it's just too easy. Like I'm playing it on hard, and
Same.
because a lot of people said normal was too easy, so I thought, okay, let's try hard then, and it's still too easy. And then Supernova, I think, would be great, but I don't want to be annoyed by the idea that my companions can die permanently. So I don't want to play Supernova.
Ooh, when I
Yeah,
played hard, I keep encountering that my companions at the early stages of the game, it's like they are cannon foders. They just die after a few hits. So I
yeah,
am not contemplating a supernova playthrough just yet.
yeah. That's happening to me as
Yeah.
well. And the thing is, when I was thinking to myself, you know what, this first person RPG thing isn't working out for other worlds, and I was thinking to myself, in what games has it worked out? And I actually didn't think of Fallout. My first thought was Deus Ex, because
Yeah.
it's it's the kind of the same thing. It's a first person RPG, and to be honest, I have always loved the Deus Ex series, especially the original one. And Human Revolution was okay for me, but I still liked it. And honestly, I didn't like the combat that much. And the truth is, I played those games because of the narrative and the RPG elements. And then another game before that was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Don't
Yeah,
know if you guys played.
Bloodlines.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, so Bloodlines
I mean,
is has to be one of my favorite first-person RPGs ever, and it has abysmal combat. Combat
Mm-hmm.
is just absolutely horrible.
I mean, that's the rule, right? It's like the more RPG, the worse the combat. That's why Fallout 4 is so shit because they put too much into the combat that the RPG was shit.
Yeah,
Also, Bloodlines, um, is the same person. The guys, Tim Kate and Leonard Boyarski, they did Bloodlines, the original Bloodlines.
oh, I didn't know that.
That's
mm,
That's
that you
cool.
can see the humor, the sort of the the weird black humor. It's totally from those guys, and the good commentary.
Ah,
Those good, you can trace the bloodlines from yeah, you can trace the bloodlines from there.
now it
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
I really like to see that the success of the Outer Worlds, people are raving about it, even though we have complaints. But I think overall, I think most of us enjoyed the experience so
Yep.
far. I
Mhm,
really
mhm.
hope that immersive sim slash first person RPGs are making a good comeback. Like next year, Bloodlines 2, Cyberpunk, maybe Dying Light 2, which is also a bit RPG-ish.
Ooh.
So it's stacked. The bars has been raised, and I hope BioWare and BioWare and Bethesda somehow get their memo, because I can imagine if Starfield is a joke, Starfield gonna do
Starfield.
Exactly,
sci-fi.
Garfield. More like Garfield.
It's directly competing with the Outer Worlds already. It's already a tough bar for them to climb. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, Outer Worlds is good.
It's great. It's great. I mean, sorry, it's
Ooh.
not great. It's good, but not great.
Now it's fine if you say great.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just saying good. Totally no Game of the Year contender.
Yep.
Gonna say it now.
My list of GOTY contender, Resident Evil 2 is still at the top. Like that's still like the best thing for me this year.
Ooh, I have something to say about that. Tapi later lah. In the perbincangan of Game of the Year.
Okay.
Okay, Wam, do you want to talk about Blasphemous for a bit before the news?
I feel like after all the front loading we've done on this, I think we're okay. This Blasphemous is a really good game, guys. And also, if you are a young person who like is trying to get into the game critique business, I recommend having a game that you play that you just don't have to worry about. Cause
Like Outer Worlds. Aha.
as in like have a game that you're not going to play for work.
Ah,
Enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped Destiny, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Max
exactly.
now
Like,
in the
Drugs are
Destiny
real.
hole, and it
Don't
came
do
out.
drugs.
oh,
Hey,
but
have
seriously though,
you bought
like,
the Forsaken one? It's like $40.
I know. No. I think it's 60. If it was
sorry.
40, I would have beaten the bullet and get
Pull
it
the
because
trigger.
because you got you two exotics. Those exotics. Oh, I'm
also
terribly in the deep hole now.
also it really helps that I got Blasphemous for like 10 USD. It's full price is 25.
Ooh,
Ooh.
pretty cheap.
It was 20% off, and then because Nintendo has the coins, like
Oh, the
every
coins.
time you make every time you make a purchase, you get coins, and then you can convert coins to things. So I got it like in total, I got it like $15 off, which is great because it's a
Nice.
really good game. I highly recommend like anyone who really likes Metroidvanias to pick up Blasphemous. 'Cause it's really fucking good. It got me to play through a platforming sequence, which I fucking hate.
I've seen the trend already. I've put it in my doc, in my note of your performance review.
Ooh.
Nah, I
What
won't
is
do anything about it. Don't worry. I'm just noted about it.
uh
I'm
but
gonna
yes.
wishlist the game because like um I haven't tried many Metroidvanias, but I'm interested in getting into the genre, and this seems pretty cool.
Yeah, this
Like, would this
the
be a good
general
entry point for someone who's not used to playing Metroidvanias, or is it like too hard for someone who's never been into it?
the general consensus I've heard is that this is the most pure Metroidvania.
Oh, what does that mean though? What does pure mean? As
Be-
in, like,
Because like a lot of Metroidvania seem to like mix in with other genres
I
because
see.
Metroidvanias are such a dense genre. So this seems it's either this or Hollow Knight in general seems to be
I
the
see. What about Bloodstained though? Any of you guys play Bloodstained?
my friend played a lot of Bloodstain.
I
He
see.
says it's really good. You can cause the game to chug by because you have so many options in that game. Like one of them is like having like something that attacks for you or something like that, and you can have enough of them on the screen at once to cause the game to chug.
Oh damn.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
it's
the
that kind of
thing.
game lah. It's customization for Bloodstain is really good.
Ooh.
It's on Game Pass for PC. by the way.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's cool.
I
Ooh.
downloaded it. I haven't tried yet. I'm not really into Metroidvanias. The only Metroidvania I play is actually Guacamelee. I think it's okay.
Uh,
I don't. I have no opinion. I'm not the authoritative figure for Metroidvanias. That's I'm gonna say.
Wait,
I've
that
heard,
that Cells is considered a Metroidvania, right?
Yeah.
Dead Cells is roguelike.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
roguelike. Okay.
roguelike.
More
Okay,
roguelike.
okay.
Yeah.
What is this?
Because I think that's the
Because
only game
Metro.
I've ever played that's similar to this kind of stuff.
Because
Yeah.
like yeah, Dead Cells is okay. I just don't like roguelikes. I don't like the idea of
Mm.
losing progress when you start over.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that too. Like I had to struggle against the game, but I enjoyed the gameplay. But yeah,
Yeah, the
Blasphemous
game.
was good.
Yeah, the Blasphemous is just so fun. The
Yeah.
first upgrade you get for your sword is like you can get longer active frames for your parry,
Oh,
Ooh.
or
nice.
but for the exchange is that if you whiff it, you will fucking whiff it.
Oh, go big,
So
go
Like
home, baby.
a high risk, high
the
reward move.
yeah, so the recovery for when you whiff it is like super long. So it's just like I am scared to unequip it because I'm so used to the new timing. There's another one that's like, oh, you do more damage if your health is low. I mean, no. I need my parry upgrade. Parry upgrade is better than. Oh, but yeah, and the bosses are all like just really good as well. I've killed 3 of them so far.
What about
And just
what about plot wise though? Like does this game have a story, like, or is it just for the aesthetics of it? Like, does it actually have a narrative?
narrative, not like it's hard to explain. It's kind of like Dark Soulsy where they're like, thing has happened. You are now a character in this world.
Ah,
Go
okay.
go do thing that involves killing bosses.
So it's
I love the
like you don't have to care about the story to enjoy this game.
yeah. It's exactly like Dark Souls where I play through a level, then I go to the wiki to see what I missed.
Waiting for Vati to make a video.
Someone has started doing Blasphemous lore videos, by the way.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh boy. On that note, I actually watched the 4-hour video of Destiny 2 lore. There's also a Vati equivalent for Destiny.
Oh my
Of course,
god.
there
Destiny's
is.
lore is weird.
The only true scholars of the future are game law scholars.
Yeah, man. And you know what the worst part is? Vati is literally the scholar of the first sin.
Oh no!
Oh,
no! Oh no!
Everyone dislike that.
Ah.
Leave chat. Oh, that means we have to go to the news.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just reopen the docket to check the news because I've been drawing this entire time.
Oh boy, the news. We are starting baller this one, guys.
So, guys, you know what's great? Class war.
Ooh.
Literal
Ooh.
gang war. Class.
Genocide.
Wait. Okay, wait. We have to rewind this a bit.
Yes.
So, do you like Fallout 76?
No.
No.
Okay, but what about this? What if you gave me $100 more? Would you
Why?
like Fallout 76?
No.
You know, now
But
that you
what
put
if-
it that way, I might just, I might just do it.
Mr.
Cool.
Todd,
So
no.
now here's single player. Here's unlimited item space, and here's every player in a 100-mile radius wanting to kill you.
Mm.
My god,
So-
who thinks Fallout first is a good idea? Who?
I want to know the person
Nowadays.
because there's that one person, right, who bought Fallout 76 at launch, and is like he's been defending the game like, no, you guys don't get it. It's a good game, trust me, whatever. And then now like they're announcing Fallout first. He's like, God, I have to double down, or else they're gonna think I'm a bitch.
And the irony of irony, because you are now a subscriber of Fallout First, you have that Fallout First brandishing on top of your game tag for everyone to see, and now you are being branded as a bitch. Everyone they gotta kill you.
That's the best. Players are reportedly like ganging up on people who have the Fallout First icon.
My
Oh my
god.
god.
First thing, the pricing is egregious. Who the heck
It's
wants to?
$100 for a year, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. $100
$400 ringgit. You can buy 2 The Outer Worlds, maybe 3. My God! And then apparently on launch, the stuff broke. The thing, the unlimited storage space, of course it's unlimited. It also makes everything you put in there disappear.
Yeah, that's what makes it
Oh boy.
unlimited. You put it disappears.
The clip of Todd Howard just saying it just works. It's playing in my head right now. It just works.
Just works.
Nah, it never
Those
worked.
private
16
servers,
times the detail.
those private servers are not private. People who have Fallout First subscriptions who entered the private servers reported that most of the chests or the lootable items have been opened. Someone has been in their private servers.
The private servers that no one else is playing.
Yeah, that's right.
And of course,
Uh,
it leads to be fair, I think the concept of people ganging up as a concept of gameplay out of like when you say it's something like out of Eve Line, where now we are this
It's
gang and now
emergent
this is
gameplay.
this gang. This gang has something that we want, so we're gonna gang up and attack them. Class warfare. It's not a systemic thing. It's just a societal or thing that emerges out of the systems of Fallout 76. It's not what Bethesda attempted, but I want that thing to happen. But man,
also, don't forget they added the New Vegas armor.
oh yeah, because it's on time for the anniversary of Fallout New Vegas. Also near the release of the Outer Worlds. So a lot of conspiracy have been thrown out. Let's just leave it there. It's just probably just coincidence.
Probably.
Probably.
Maybe.
Bro.
Kinda. Kinda not.
So-
Maybe.
So if we scoot over in the dumpster to a little bit to the left, you'll see that there's Breakpoint is also a trash fire.
Oh, hey, Breakpoint.
Breakpoint?
You know when I saw the news where there's an article on Games Radar where it says Ubisoft CEO admits Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a hot mess, and I was just like yes, yes.
They
The
finally
love
admit
this.
it.
the Bison gift, yes. My vengeance have been fulfilled. This is why you should put y-axis properly. Ubisoft.
Yes, that's the only reason this game is a trash fire.
Yeah, they didn't put proper y-axis. God damn it, I still bitter about that. But this is what I wanted from Breakpoint. So yeah, they are now like the CEO admits the game is not meeting their sales targets, and also the team has like produced like roadmap saying that one of the things in the roadmap is that they are considering what is the Ghost Recon DNA, which means yeah, we probably strayed too far and we don't know what the IP is about. So hold on, guys, we're trying to fix it.
You
Fuck
can let us
roadmaps.
play the first Ghost Recon and we'll come back to you.
Let us look at what actually worked and try to do that again. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you, I remember reading the Ubisoft financial report that explained that Breakpoint was a failure, and
Mm-hmm.
they admitted that they were wrong because there were internal reviews of the game where they actually had people playing the game before it was out, like in house. Like they invited people to come and play the game, gave them an impression, and these people said it was good. The people who played the finished game in house at Ubisoft offices said the game was good. At no point, it means that at no point anybody playing this game told them, you know what, your game might be a bit broken, it kind of sucks. Nobody said that.
You mean they don't do a beta ataupun SRO people? Hey, can you try out our game?
Here's the thing. I am willing to bet that they, even if they did, they wouldn't, because it's about live services, guys.
Hey, remember they did open beta. I played it on open beta, and the open beta was like 1 week. after before launch. Uh, the day that I went into a long rant about the y-axis was the day Breakpoint launches apparently, and just what is out? I saw Burhan is playing out. What is out?
Yeah, I received a review code and I was so glad because like after playing it for a bit, John was like, you know what, never mind. I'm gonna read Breakpoint instead. And I was like, thank God, because I was like 5 hours into the game, and every hours I wish, God, when does this end? When does this end? When does this end? I want it to stop because it was so unbearable to play because it was like it was a dumpster fire all the way through.
Well,
The vehicle. Oh, sorry, is there something wrong there?
No, no, no.
Oh,
No,
Go,
continue. The
go ahead.
vehicle.
oh, well, Miro just okay.
No. Go
So
on, go
yeah,
on.
so like vehicles controlled like toy cars,
Yup.
and I don't understand the implementation of the RPG system thing. Like oh, guns have stats. Like there's guns with like 3 points higher than the gun you have now, but every gun kills everybody in one hit if you aim for a headshot.
Oh yeah,
So what's the point?
the Destiny
What's the
style
point of the
menu,
RPG?
the gear score does not make sense. I don't know what they are
Yeah, it
doing.
doesn't make
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sense. Plus, like there's even other stuff like gloves and pants. You put on here's a pair of cargo pants with 5 defense, and then like you play for like another 50 minutes, and then oh hey, here's another pair of jeans that's 6 defense. It's like okay, I mean, what? Like, what's the point? Like everything I do, like I'm still gonna die in like 4 hits, 4 shots. I'm dead. It doesn't matter. Like, why implement this stuff here?
When the Division 2 exists. Division
Yeah,
2 is
exactly.
okay.
I
It's an
think they were
okay
probably like,
RPG.
yeah, they were probably thinking like, oh, that worked on Division, so like let's put it in the next Wildlands game. It's like, no, it doesn't work. It's not how it is. Don't do that.
And gear score does not work in racing games as well. Do note, Ubisoft. EA already took note about that. Okay, speaking of EA, moving to the next
so
point.
explain EA access on Steam.
Daniel, can you
Ooh.
take point on this?
Alright, so early this week, EA decides to come back for why? For what reason? They just want to come back.
They just want to come back. Well,
Yeah, they just want to come back.
you can
Probably
see
because
they
Origin failed.
or they are trying to get that goodwill
Ah,
slider.
yeah, the goodwill.
Just bump like
The
one
goodwill.
plus one because Steam. But anyway,
Needs that rep.
Because in Origin is trash.
Yeah, probably Origin is pretty bad. So, with this, they announced that they will be coming back into Steam, starting with Jedi Order. Okay, not bad. And EA Origin Access, which is now basically in every platform ada.
yep.
Origin Access.
EA
PC,
Access is on
Xbox,
console,
PS4.
Origin is on PC.
So now it's on Steam.
Well, coming to Steam.
Coming to Steam lah. It's interesting, I guess. EA coming back again. That is
I'm not gonna lie.
epic.
I'm pretty sure Disney demanded this for Star Wars.
Yeah,
You know what? You're not wrong.
Maybe.
Hey, remember they reissued the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic recently. I forgot. Is it this year or last year? Which is on Steam. So,
yeah, this year.
this
I
year.
think.
That's it. Yeah, I can buy that priori. So, I guess that's it. Moving on.
Stadia, Stadia, has a, has a first-party dev studio, and will have its first exclusive in 4 years. So we're gonna have the first instance of a game being released with no console.
A game being released with no console.
Yep.
Wow.
It's just gonna be like, modders, can you please port this to any other console? Because remember when Stadia died 3 years, 11 months ago?
and the first party studio still making that game for that platform. Oh my
So to
god!
say that the Stadia died would mean that it had to live first, which it didn't.
So Stadia
Oh,
is
yeah,
stillborn.
anyway.
It's like the abortion debate, you know. It's like
It's a dead
some
baby.
scholars
Baby?
say that some scholars say that a game in development is still alive, whereas some people say no, it's not alive until it's until it's shipped.
Until it's
So
shipped. Oh my.
it's Schrodinger's Stadia.
But probably you can. You don't even if
the-
you open. No, I don't know. It doesn't even have a box to put a box into the box.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
all you need is the controller, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
put
it like
controller in the box. This is layers of oddness. They just open a first party studio, just open, and they won't have a
They
first
haven't
party.
even made the game yet.
Yeah, and the platform is already launching, which is okay. That's your that's your that's your move then. Okay, I guess.
But hey, Sam Show, right? Sam Show on Stadia.
Ooh, I want to see how Sam Show plays
Negative.
playing.
negative.
Negative.
That you're gonna be
Uh,
salty before you even lose the match.
Salt has already been put. Pre-put salt.
Freeport lightly salted. So WWE 2K20 is a trash fire. Also in the dumpster.
Oh.
We still haven't left the dumpster.
But this I don't know if this is peak dumpster or what. But the best part of it,
Shank dumpster.
there's a long story behind it. So apparently, around mid this year, in the middle of this year, the long developers of the WWE games, it's called Yux. They are based in Japan. They did an
Mhm.
interview with the video game chronicler, and one of the headlines coming out of the interview is that they say that they want to make a rival wrestling games to compete with WWE. They make
Ooh.
WWE, and then they want to make another wrestling game to compete with themselves.
Okay.
Aha.
Also,
You know what the weirdest thing is? This sounds straight out of wrestling.
okay,
No
okay.
joke.
Are
That's
they
true.
gonna make are they gonna make the AEW of wrestling games?
Yeah, maybe.
I think at that time it's not even AEW is still forming at the time, so it's not really on the cards yet. But that was the intention. Also, apparently the guys at Yux, they have like motion cap technology for developer from wrestling games that are now using for male pop idols, for male virtual pop idols in Japan.
Virtual idols, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
virtual
shit.
idols, male virtual idols in Japan from wrestling technology, man. That's cool. Okay, so apparently, few months after that statement came out, somehow 2K announces that Yux will be parting ways. They are now working with the the main developers with the 2K series, the Vicarious Visions, I guess. The guys that made NBA 2K something and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, the
those
NBA games or whatever.
guys.
Visual concept actually. Visual
Visual
concepts.
concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
visual concept, yep.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned is the guy that did the Destiny port.
They-
Anyway,
Mm,
so these guys take the reign while it was mid development,
Mhm, mhm.
and they have to wrangle an arcade technology and arcade engine without enough time in the oven. So what happened is glitches galore. My god.
okay, just go.
Just look at Twitter, just hashtag WWE 2K20 or hashtag fix WWE 2K20 and you can see a lot of embarrassingly trash fire glitches. It's a mess. I don't know if Vince McMahon endorsed all of this.
I blame 2K for this. Like, why part way with the developer halfway through the game development? Why? Just because one statement?
Yeah, that's the thing. Most people believe that it's because of that statement. I mean, that's the problem. Give these developers time. I know it's not hard, isn't it? Give time. Rotate the developers. Call of Duty has done this already. They know how to do annual games without stress. Oh no. They do stress tech workers. ah!
As
They
well.
do, they do, they really do.
I need to take back that. so at
Because it's tough. The development cycle of yearly games is super tough because there's literally almost no downtime. Once your this year's game is out, like there's literally no time that you're like back. Okay, now we're back to making the next year's game.
Yeah.
So look forward to the redemption arc for you from Yux with their own original wrestling games. I'm crossing fingers that they're gonna put virtual YouTubers in there as well.
Oh,
Hopefully.
would play. Teratan would play.
That would
Kizuna
be
Ai
amazing.
lawan.
Oh yeah, maybe they can.
I can't wait to make a custom wrestler so that I can suplex Kizuna Ai. I can't wait to do that.
Yes.
That would be pretty great.
If,
I like
if
how
they
obvious
can
it
make
is
a
that
game
like
Anan, did you say that?
yeah, if they can make a game like Yakuza's Cat Fight, it will be awesome.
Oh, the Yakuza fight! The cat fights! Exactly. Yeah, Shiro versus Kizuna
God.
Ai. Let's go. Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Let's go.
I love how dominant Kizuna Ai is in the industry that we couldn't name another virtual YouTuber.
I only know Shiro because Daniel.
Because you mean most.
Because most.
You mean best girl.
And last
Moses.
bit, last bit of
And
the
now we
docket.
have to get out of the dumpster fire because we're talking about something good today.
Oh yeah.
So climb out of the dumpster, watch your head on the way out because Vergil is in the Power Rangers game.
Featuring Vergil
So-
from the Devil May Cry series.
Oh my
So
god.
the Power Rangers fighting game. For those of you who don't know, the voice actor for Vergil, Dan Southworth, was the Quantum Ranger in I think it was Power Rangers Time Force.
Time Force.
Yeah.
Time Force.
Yeah.
Power
Yeah, dude.
Ranger.
So you don't understand. My friend is like she is super into Power Rangers. So like this has been our bonding point because I showed her the trailer, the Vergil ass trailer for Battle for the Grid, and so we've just been watching Power Ranger stuff together. And she's like, "Yeah, I fucking love Quantum Ranger," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's Vergil." He's literally Vergil. He's the Vergil of that season.
And it comes full circle because a lot of the things in Quantum Ranger is basically Vergil from what Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right?
Yes, as someone who almost exclusively played Vergil in Marvel, I can tell you, like, God, so, like the fucking trailer literally starts with like, foolishness, Lord Zed, foolishness.
I need more quantum power.
I need more quantum power.
I
And then
actually,
he's like-
I actually almost like shouted out loud when I heard the "I need more quantum power" line. It's like, aha! I get it. I get that reference.
Then his assist is like when you tag him in for an assist, he goes, "Now I'm motivated."
Oh,
And then when he goes into sword mode, because he has a sword mode, his moveset is literally just Vergil. Like he has the rapid slash from Devil May Cry 3.
I like that the tweet.
It's
I like that the tweet from Dan himself in saying, "Oh, he's doing the voice work for Quantum Ranger," and then some people under there he say, "Please say, I need more Quantum Ranger," and it's just winky face. 20 minutes. He did it. He did it. Everyone
I
wanted
need
it.
more quantum power.
He said the line. Everyone wanted it. The devs know people wanted it. Everybody delivered. Everyone's on the joke. It's a
And so-
very happy ending for everyone.
Yeah, man, dude, I've never seen this much interest in the Power Rangers. It actually does not look like a bad fighting game.
Yeah, it's more like it's getting there. It's more like because they started as a mobile game, so it has that
Ah.
connotation. But the guys that did the developers, I think one of the guys in the development team is actually a pro in Marvel. Hence, a lot of the Marvel comparisons.
Yeah, it does look like a Marvel.
It is a bit polished, but I think it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there. I'm glad that it's still around. Like, because I think a lot of fighting games they need that time to grow. Like Cross Tag didn't really like get its hooks in until the DLC started pouring in. Which reminds me, guys, 2 more weeks till we get
Ooh.
Oh, Blitztank in 2 weeks.
sorry, 3 weeks. It's November 20th. Yeah,
3 weeks until Blitztank.
yeah, 3 weeks until Blitztank. Stay tuned for Wam's. Wam's docket is going to be Pokemon and Blaze Blue. That's it.
I'm very much looking
Man.
forward to that. Okay,
Oh,
if there's nothing else to go, we're gonna wrap it up because it's now
yeah,
the thumbnails
it's the thumbnail time. So we need some Death Stranding shit. So we have
Post
Post Laju Normal Readers. Yeah,
with a truck.
where's the truck? Or can the truck be Eva 01, like those cheesy Japanese trucks?
Oh yeah.
Yo.
What's it called? I know there's a proper term for that.
Well,
Cave
is it?
truck.
Are you thinking of Itakas or?
Yeah.
Something
so.
like that. Yeah. I'll try and search for that. It's gonna be
What?
stupid.
Wait. What are you guys talking about?
The thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Were
No, I mean like what truck design, whatever.
yeah,
Eva branded
for
truck.
Oh, okay.
Anan wants an Eva truck.
Eh,
Dude,
what?
I want
You
I
make
want
an
an Eva
Itasha
truck.
truck.
Ah, okay, yeah, that's probably Itasha.
Itasha truck. And ooh, no, that's Itasha, like legit Itasha. That's
Mm.
that's a good Asuka Porsche there.
Ooh.
What else? I think something about Outer Worlds. Oh, spaceman, space person.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It's not the best choice. It's person choice. Eh.
Moon gang.
Oh, guys.
Literally, you can have it. There's enough moon heads for everyone. Except Sam, because Sam can put a moon head.
Sad.
Also, just have a dumpster fire and put the words news over it.
Yeah.
That
Perfect.
sounds like a good thumbnail. That
That-
sounds like a good
yeah.
thumbnail.
That's a good thumbnail. So that means we are gonna promote ourselves via social links and shilling.
So special guest Burhan gets first pick.
Oh, okay. All right. It's been great on the podcast. So you guys can follow me on Twitter, where I mostly tweet about video games. It's at Burhan_plays, PLAYS. So spelling my name is BURHAN, by the way. So it's BURHAN_PLAYS. And you can read my stuff on Kakuchopurei.com. That's K A.
Wait, what? You're not at GM? Get the fuck out of here.
At least this
So-
time it's not back talking. we just continue.
Back to my shilling. So you can read my articles at kakuchopurei.com, which is spelled KAKUCHOPUREA.com. So yeah, that's all.
I was not aware there was a U in there. It would be great if we just bleep that whole bit out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Spacer's choice doesn't allow us to display the names of other companies.
Ah.
And
okay.
one
no,
more
yeah.
thing. Sorry. As a big Soulsborne fan, I just want to put it out there. Neo 2 beta is out now. So those of you want to check out the Samurai game, do download it on the PlayStation Store.
Oh yeah, that Switch scythe looks so good.
Yeah. Boob sliders too. Don't forget.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a boobie.
Ooh.
There's
Time to
a
create.
plot
League of
slider in the
Physics.
game.
Okay, this is the
Nice.
explanation why we got Burhan instead of the other guys from Kakuchopurei. Now you know.
Yeah, culture.
The generals like us.
God. Wow.
Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter at Wammerl. I have a new article up on the site this week. I looked at A Knight's Quest. That's a game.
That's a game, yes.
That is a game. Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
It is indeed a game.
It is a software that I purchased from the Nintendo eShop, which sells games.
Mm.
You can also give me money. Patreon.com/Wamerol. Again, still slow on the uploads while I get used to uni and shit. Daniel, what are you doing? Daniel is a professional Fallout 76 streamer, so be sure to follow.
No. You can follow me at Twitter as well, Flaky for 4KY. I also have an article on our site regarding Ready Set Heroes. It's also a software, I guess. Good software.
Mhm.
Oh my god, these guys.
It's that
it's
time
like
of the
slow.
year, man.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But expect something before the next episode. Something about Outer Worlds. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh yeah,
Wink,
that
wink.
that guy. Wink. You're supposed to
Wink,
wink,
yeah. Anan.
Eh,
On cue. And I have been
Yeah.
Amirul Bekronas Ashraf. I write something about the Outer Worlds recently on GameMatters.com and expect to see a lot of coverage for the upcoming local industry / public event for gamers, for games, Level Up KL.
Woo!
Ooh.
Apparently
locker.
me and Daniel will see a lot of developers scratching their heads in the C Game Jam. Let's see what's happened there. Hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Let's
Mhm,
see how it goes.
It's 36 hours. Whew. Good luck with that. And yeah, a lot. Um. Also,
If you see DC Gun, send him my love. Specifically,
Okay.
the love for the goddess.
we'll see if we bump to him again. And also another laptop review coming soon. And also again, if you need a read through of that Xbox Game Pass subscription, how to do so, also on GamerMatters.com. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that has been dia.log, the Game Matters podcast. And remember,
We have to connect America.
Exclusive choice.
Wah.